Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of Fate Strange Fake, which is on episode 3. This episode right here was a little action-packed with some setups to come, and it looks like to me there might be more problems ahead because what's happening now is not really the real war, which is a little complicated. If you guys read the light novel or watched the episode already, you'll get the idea. If you haven't, you'll be very confused. So if anything else, let's just get this started. So we get to see a fight scene with Hansa Cervantes, the priest, and Jester Carture, and we get to see that Hansa is actually having a lot of prosthetics on his body. I mean, it's shown on his right arm, and there might be more to come. But eventually, the fight gets stopped. Eventually, after Hansa launches a powerful attack, but as for like I said, Jester Carutel, he ends up disguising himself as an innocent civilian and manages to escape. Of course, there is a scene with Ayaka Sajo and her saber, which apparently we don't really know what his real name is. Although, like, I could care less unless it's revealed later. But other than that, Ayaka and Saber are pretty much asked to cooperate, but they don't really know anything. Then, of course, when it comes to the other characters, such as Reeve Orlando, he apparently is getting ready to go into like finding that Jurato Servant, just that Jester guy. He's working with his servant to try to like give a prosthetic to one of his subordinates. So yeah. As for Jester Karute, like I said, he disguised himself as an innocent civilian and escaped. Of course, there is a scene with like what's the guy's name? Flat Escardos, I believe. Yeah, Flat Escardos, who apparently is with Jack the Ripper, which, not to mention, I believe he is known to be a berserker class, but he's in a form of a watch, which is really confusing. So I guess that either that is his real servant body, or we have yet to even see the real thing, or he's just hiding himself in the watch. So yeah, we get to see Escardo sending a couple messages to his sensei Waver Velvet, and of course he talks about how he found Gilgamesh. And by that time, Waver's like, "Dude, are you freaking serious? You trying to get yourself killed right now? What the hell?" And of course, there is a scene with the King of Heroes, Gilgamesh and Tine Chelk, who apparently he ends up talking to Tine and he teased her for a bit. Other than that, nothing really big has happened. Nothing really crazy has happened. But like I said, when it comes to like waivers, freaking like student, like I said, Escardo's flat. He apparently is like he found some kind of servant of Gilgamesh or something like that, thinking I want to befriend him. But Waver, who apparently was part of Fate Zero, if you remember that series, was like, "Dude, are you kidding me right now? You trying to get yourself killed kind of thing?" I'm like, "Oh dear, here we go." But other than that, there is this other problem, which I'm going to talk about. Waver believes that summoning these servants right now is actually pretty crazy because I feel like the Holy Grail is starting to summon heroic spirits, but there is something about a fake war. 6 servants with no saber. I didn't understand what they meant by that. So Waver and his other assistant or helper, which I don't remember, he says like if the 6 already summoned were only catalysts, the actual rituals have yet to be held. And I think there is one guy who's trying to summon a servant, and there's another guy I believe is a servant as well who's trying to who fires an arrow at Gilgamesh and his who fires a arrow at Gilgamesh's hotel I believe that he's currently staying at. So yeah, it's a lot of confusion. All I can really tell you is that like someone fired a freaking arrow at Gilgamesh right now, which we don't really know who that person is. Though I think I have a stinking idea, although it's not really yet. It's not really like 100. It's not really 100%. It's not really 100% confirmed. Other than that, this guy at the end of the episode, I don't know what his name is. All I know is he summoned a servant, but it looks like it's not there, and it seems like a failure. But he ends up picking up a message asking, "I ask, art thou my master?" And the episode ends off there. So, yeah, pretty action packed a pretty much big action-packed episode, and right now I guess like the real Holy Grail war has yet to start, because apparently at the end of the episode, Waver did mention like that the servants they summon might be catalyst to the real war, so this might be a fake war. It's a little confusing and don't know what's really happening entirely, but in other cases it's not like what it's not. I guess what's happening right now is not the real war. What Waver is trying to say, especially when he's talking with his assistant of how like the six that were summoned were only catalysts for the actual rituals to be held. So by that time, who knows what that. Not to mention like new heroic spirits will be summoned to the snowfield, and who knows. And like I said, like there is a servant I believe like launched a powerful like arrow strike attack to Gilgamesh and Tine, but it is yet to be confirmed. It is yet to show what's going to be happening. So, eh. Anyways, that's about it. Looking forward to the next episode. So until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.